Jezrael Lucero. You're listening to In Love with Jazz with Roger.
假若我有財物滿貫，我交給主手中，我願這生獻情為你，願明白你心意，不用獻我財物智慧，將心給我。
假若我有無限智慧，我甘喺主腳下。假若我有財物滿貫，我交給主手中。我願這生獻情為你，願明白你心意，不用獻我財物智慧，將心給我。
智慧
慧，將心給我。
不用獻我財物智慧，將心給我。
今集咧，我哋又請到啦 Jezrael Lucero 上到嚟我哋嘅 studio. Hey, Jazz.
Hey.
I think people love you.
Oh, thanks.
Because you're very candid and honest.
That's all I do. I'm too honest sometimes.
But that's good, you know, because I feel like music has to have some honesty in it, or else it's not authentic.
Yeah.
Would you agree to that?
I agree. 100%.
100%. So last time we were talking about, you know, the TikTok generation, you know, the social environment that we have right now that is not very, you know, conducive for producing authentic music. But how would you think that the new technology, okay, that people can afford now can be conducive of producing good music?
Well, yes.
Okay.
I've been using it for many, many years.
Yeah, and how does that different from the old days?
Well, the old days, it's to produce music, it's very expensive, number one. And you really have to have a proper place to do it. Now you can do it in your bedroom. The beauty of that is if you have an idea, you could really hone, you know, hone the idea and then just release it to the world with no interruptions with, you know, recording label, things like that.
And that feels very different. So everyone has their own channel, but then when everyone has their own channel, things get fragmented, and sometimes you just don't know where to find the good stuff.
Well, and also because a lot of the people that think that they have something to offer, I would have to be really bluntly honest here.
Okay, go ahead.
They don't have anything to offer.
Okay. Well, maybe not for you though, right? So you know, you have already mastered a lot of instruments and a lot of different musical genres and styles. But for beginners, right? What would be some of the tips that you would give them? You think would actually help, you know, in their musical learning journey?
Be honest with what you can do. Don't be a cloud chaser. I mean, like, yeah, sometimes the truth hurts. If you're working on, let's just say you're working on doing a particular, you know, genre. Let's just say swing.
Okay.
You have to be honest with yourself if you're swinging or not. Otherwise,
you buying all swing, yeah.
Then you'll be like chasing something that's not even, you know, close to the real thing. just because your friends tells you, oh, you have a great licks.
Great licks 嘅意思即係有一句句子 show us one lick. What does it mean by a lick for our audience?
A lick is a thing that repeats. So, for example, you have this. Or that's a lick.
And how is
right?
that very different from what you were saying last time about spontaneous composition?
Well, spontaneous composition means...
But you can start with a lick though, right?
Yeah, well, I have to put it out there.
Yeah.
50% of your playing is patterns that you hear,
Right.
that you assimilate in your playing. 50% is spontaneous.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But the problem is nowadays it's all about mastering 1,000 licks and you go like this. Okay, lick number 1. Lick number 2. Lick number 3. And there's no substance in it because it's all...
Okay, I want you to demonstrate one that has no substance, okay? Let it go on for 30 seconds, okay? Let's say, let's complete one pattern, okay? 1A.
Okay.
And then move on to one that you think it's more substantive.
So let's take a couple of licks, okay?
Okay.
So let's just say this one is a lick. Right?
Okay.
So this is lick number 1 and lick number 2 is...
Okay.
Okay. Let's just do this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
I mean,
That's very square.
yeah. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like if you stream a bunch of those, then you could probably... You know.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're thinking about melodic composition, you always take small motif. You take a scale, like this one, for instance.
Okay.
So then you have to decide which notes are you going to play in a measure, right?
Yeah.
And what comes with it is phrasing
Yeah.
or
造句 phrasing.
rhythmic permutations. The easy way to do this is to actually sing rhythms. Da 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 ba da ba da. So that's already different from so ba days da ba do ba ba da boo dee dee ba sa ba do ba dun 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 dun. You know, and so on.
Yeah. That's the blues.
Well,
Baby.
whatever it is, like I could do 2 chords and do like 1 chord and do the same thing and pick a scale. Let's say, and then I just sa da dee da 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 ding ba dee da dee dee ba dee 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 da 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 da.
So here's the question, okay, for a lot of people probably listening right now, maybe what they're pondering is how do you differentiate a so-called a lick and a proper phrasing?
Well, a lick is a pattern that you learn.
Yep.
A phrase is something that you created spontaneously.
Could you transform a lick into some kind of proper phrase, would you say?
Well, a lick,
it is
in
a phrase,
general,
right?
it's a phrase.
Yeah, it is. Right?
But the problem with this, it's the mentality of how you approach a lick. You can take a lick like this, a triad pair, right?
Yeah.
But if you broke it down in a certain way and you change the phrasing a little bit,
Okay.
it's the same thing.
Okay.
So, for example, Sab, stat, stat, do ba, do. It's the same lick.
Yep.
That's the same.
Yeah.
But you're changing the rhythms a little bit and the accents.
Yeah. That is just amazing.
That's
that was
where
really cool.
composition comes into play, or, creating a phrase.
Exactly. So right here, right now, we're going to play a tune from your album, okay? Beginnings, because you were playing a lot of blues. I just want to show everybody a blues, okay? And this one is also composed originally by the great Duke Ellington, but improvised with a lot of grits by Jezrael Lucero, recorded with this album called Beginnings, okay? And this is the C Jam Blues. free jam blues. I want to talk about genre and style with you. You're a master of different genres.
I can't say I'm a master. At least I've learned them.
So this is one of the hardest thing to learn, I would say, because style it could be very personal. It could be very cultural. It is highly contextual, I would say. If you don't grow up in a certain culture, whatever you produce may not sound very authentic. How do you learn them?
By listening 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is once you understand the behavior of a style,
Yeah.
let's just call it that for lack of a better word, then you would, assimilate that in your playing. And once you hear a familiar phrase, here comes the phrase again, then you would identify with that kind of style.
Right. So when you were learning how to play the piano, okay, when you were like maybe 3 or 4 years old, right?
Yeah.
How do you understand styles? I mean, you were very young, right?
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I was just given every style that I can, possibly hear.
And when did you develop the ability to kind of categorize them into, okay, so you're talking about Latin here. Oh, okay, you're talking about bossa or whatever.
No, at least I know the albums.
Uh-huh.
And I know that this is Latin.
Uh-huh.
This is salsa. This is, from, I love to listen to a lot of Tito Puente back in the day.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So you were learning at the age of 1 or 2, okay?
Well, 7 months to
7
begin
months,
with,
really?
because
Jesus.
that was the time that my dad put a headphone in my ear.
And when did you start playing publicly?
At the age of 4.
That is crazy. What were you playing?
Different stuff.
Okay, can you show us some of those stuff?
Like
Do you still remember?
From pop things back in the day to whatever, to ballroom stuff. I mean,
Really?
yeah.
Wow. As a kid.
Yeah, I was a product specialist.
And you were, what was the product?
I was demonstrating Yamaha, Korg, and Roland
Jesus.
in the Philippines.
So you were like, I'm pretty sure you were the star attraction all the time, right?
I don't know.
You're like a four-year-old prodigy.
All I know is I'm demonstrating a product and trying to tell people, oh, you can buy this thing for your kid and they will sound like me or something. Which is not totally true.
When did you start, would you say, professionally playing, or at least, in your own understanding, professionally playing?
That?
4?
4, yeah.
4-year-old, right? Wow.
But I took it as like, it's something fun to do, and I get paid, so I guess I'm professional, right?
Yes, you get paid. And was there any child labor policy in the Philippines that, wouldn't allow you to get paid?
Yeah. No, I'm not supposed to work as a professional, right?
Yeah.
So I'm always, packaged as a prodigy. So it's always a guest. I'm a guest of this hotel.
Uh-huh.
But, I'm working.
That's crazy. So when did you start to think that, okay, I am probably, a jazz pianist or, improviser, something like that?
I never think that way, though, until now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Tell us more about that.
I always think of myself as a musician.
Okay. But when did you really start to think that, I kind of know what I'm doing? I think I can master this so-called art of improvisation. And, it's just kind of like this epiphany moment in your life that you think, okay, I think I got this. I'm not there. I'm not perfect, but, I'm still growing. And I think I'm in the right direction. When did that happen?
Probably when I was about, 5, 6, when I was really starting to learn about what chord scale meant and what this so-called modes meant, and I'm answering questions that I was asking before that.
Okay. And you were talking about behaviors, right?
Yeah.
For the different styles. Yeah. What do you mean by behaviors? Tell our audience. What do you think is the different kind of behaviors?
There is a certain key for every style, right? Like there's a certain phrase that you can identify with a style.
Okay.
Like,
tell us a little bit about those.
Pick a style.
Okay. Let's say tango.
Tango is this. You're talking about Argentinian tango?
Argentinian tango? How about Argentinian tango?
So usually it's like this.
Yeah. So that's the behavior.
Yeah.
How do you describe that behavior?
Well, it starts with the rhythms, right?
Yeah.
So you got this thing going on with your left hand, plus your right hand is going. It's always associated with dancing, right?
Yeah.
So I always think about it as like the shoes. That movement.
That was beautiful. How do you... Okay, so if you're talking about like Latin, South American behaviors, I think they culturally speaking, they do influence each other, right? But how do you distinguish them? Like, for example, Argentina, and then probably if you go to Cuba, you got Cuban music.
Yeah, Cuban music is very vast to begin with.
True.
To be honest, I do know a little bit of that style, but if you really want to figure it out, you have to talk to somebody like our dear friend David Chala, which he's from Cuba.
Right.
But basically, it's built around the clave. And different claves have different approaches when it comes to piano playing. So, and there's this thing that they associate with Cuban music as, they call the montuno, right? So, 3-2 montuno goes... And that 2-3 goes 1, 2, 3. The other side.
That's great. That's great. What about Brazilian?
Another vast.
You can do samba, bossa,
Samba,
take a
bossa, bayon, you have maracatu, you have afuche.
Yeah, but is there any common behaviors, you would say, in these kind of Latin influenced music?
Well, different rhythms, of course. But if you're talking about Brazilian music, it's around the samba, different samba schools, right?
Yeah.
So usually the piano part is associated with the percussion, the big drums, the surdo drums. That's your bass line, basically, and your rhythm, your comping, is associated with the caixa, which is kind of the snare drum thing.
Yeah.
And the tambourine, the Brazilian tambourine, which is that circle thing that you beat with a stick. And there's rhythms for that. So the tambourine one is...
Do you think that the culture of these places influence how they approach music? You know,
Of course.
you know, how relaxed they are, how chill they are, or how passionate they are, you know. So how would you distinguish these music with, say, Oriental music? You know, now you're in Hong Kong, you were in the Philippines, right? So East Asia, very different, I would say.
Yeah.
The people are very different too.
Yeah.
Right? So how would you describe it?
Well, I always feel at peace just because of the nature of the music that I hear sometimes. It's associated with them. You know, all arpeggio stuff. But within that, there's still a phrase that's happening. And when you look at Chinese opera, for instance, right, there's a lot of articulation and phrasing going on.
Yep.
And it's very free too, like free time.
Oh yeah, it is always free time. And well, growing up, when you're learning all these, how did you have you ever made a decision? Okay, how do we put all these things together? Because there's so much stuff, right? But you know, one can only do so much, right? You know, we're all limited by our own, you know, understanding. You know, it could be ability, it could be understanding, it could be our mood, even. You know, our emotion during that time. Have you ever made that decision, or
No,
it doesn't really bother you all that much?
It doesn't bother me. All I did is just to acquire knowledge and understanding.
Right. And
that's what I'm still doing right now.
And you came to Hong Kong in, is it the year 2007 or 8? 2006.
Yeah.
Okay. And we had this conversation before, but you know, I want you to tell our audience too. When you came, you listened to the, you know, our canto pop, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, as you know, just like anybody who came to Hong Kong, they would, you know, especially as a musician, then you need to kind of understand what's going on. And you told me before, I remember very well, you know, 1980s music in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Very Filipino.
Yeah, it is.
You know, tell us more.
I guess because, like, when I heard it at first, I'm like, huh? Sounds like 1980s Filipino original music. It's basically American style, but with a little twist here and there.
What are those twists?
Of course, like you know, when I was hearing some stuff, I could hear like traditional instrument in the mix, right? But the orchestrations and the way they lay out chords and sometimes melodic lines from the composers, I'm like, huh?
That sounds like Filipinos, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to do one together? Because we, in 2019, we released this album together, Songbook.
Sure.
And, you know, this is actually the first time that we co-produce a whole album together.
Yeah.
And I think that was very fun.
I had a lot of fun.
You know, I remember I called you up and I say, hey, Jezrael, do you want to do like this Tony Bennett, Bill Evans thing? And you're like, yeah, I'm all for it, right?
Yeah.
And I said, but we're doing canto pop.
No, but like, so I was like thinking, okay, then what can we do?
Yeah, what can we do? So why don't we do one together?
Sure.
We haven't done this for a long time.
Yeah.
Do you want to do Farewell Autumn? Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
So this one is actually a theme song from a movie called 秋天的童話. Pharaoh Autumn and Autumn's Tale, written by Lowell Lowe, who actually came to this show also a couple of years ago. And by the way, I didn't tell you this. I bumped into him the other day, and he said he loved our version very much.
Oh.
Yeah, he loved it. Absolutely.
Send my thank you.
Yeah. And why don't we do this one? Because, everyone, a lot of people knows this tune because it is the theme song for a very famous movie. Mm-hmm. But when they think about this tune, they were thinking about, it's 80s pop.
Yeah.
But how do you do this, in a kind of jazz ballad manner, right?
Well, the way I did it is I strip it down. So basically, I didn't listen to whatever the arrangement was.
Okay.
So I just listened to the melody of the song.
Okay, let's develop it, and then I'll come in when you're ready.
So, I think the best way to show it is you start a cappella. I'll give you the key. It's in the key of D, right?
Right. Give me a whole chord, probably. Okay. You want me to start a cappella?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'll get you.
人生聚散似平常，誰能預料？但我卻難忘往昔分秒，與你曾留下的歡笑，情感是滿載痛苦與奧妙，又再次停留呆望這表，可惜你今天已別去了，曾經藏着的愛情，卻不敢承認，如今問誰來做證？只得風聲冷冷的呼應，情感是滿載痛苦與奧妙，又再次停留呆望這表，可惜你今天已別去了。藏着的愛情，卻不敢承認，如今問誰來做證？只得風聲冷冷地呼應。人生是變化無常，誰能預料？望再次尋回我心所愛，可 可惜那秋天已別去了。
Yeah. If you're gonna solo that part, right? I was waiting for you to solo more. Actually, that was so beautiful. What were you thinking about when you're doing that solo?
Nothing.
This is exactly what I'm trying to get at, right? So you don't have to understand the music. What it was talking about. Lost love in the autumn.
Well, when you start to rearrange, sometimes you have to. But at the same time, for me that doesn't really understand the language, I have to rely on the melody of the song. It's all about melodic content.
Mm-hmm. And tell us a little bit about this tune, okay? The melodic content of this tune. How would you understand it? How do you understand it? How do you describe it?
The way I feel about it, it's very melancholic.
Mm-hmm.
So, my approach is always not to mess up the integrity of the melody.
Yeah.
I'm very adamant about it. If I'm doing too much, I feel that I'm not serving the song.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes there is a saying in Hong Kong pop scene or music scene, or even sometimes from the audience, that if the musician who's doing the rearrangement doesn't really understand the lyrics or the picture of the lyrics, they usually wouldn't be able to do a great job doing that. And sometimes they would say, "Oh, that sounds very guaylo,"
Yeah.
And but it just doesn't hit them. But obviously it hit Lo Gun Ting. He loves it.
Yeah.
And this Falling Tune, there's another story about it too. It's also from this album that I want to do with you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Songbook, And you can go on to Spotify. By the way, Jezrael Lucero's Beginnings and this Roger Chung featuring Jezrael Lucero Songbook. You can both stream them. So it's not just CDs, but you can buy the CDs. Please buy the CDs. But you can also stream them on Spotify, etc. This composer is regarded as one of the all-time greats, right, of canto pop, and he loved our version too. And by the way, when I gave him this version that we did together, his friend Anders Nelson told me, I don't think Sam is gonna. Sorry, I don't think Sam is gonna like it. So I'm talking about Sam Hui Kun Git, right? But a week later, he sent us a WhatsApp. He said, to my surprise, Sam loved it. Because Sam is very well known to not like renditions of his own songs. It's very rare that he would actually like it. Tell us a little bit about, how you approach the song and how do you think about it when you heard the song? Diary of My Heart. 心裏日記.
Again, it's from a melodic standpoint because
why did you not mess up?
I don't know. I guess he gave me the kind of thing that he's feeling, because the melody of the song resembles a how do I put it? Like if you're listening to a lot of stylistics, or a lot of
stylistics. You're talking about the band, Stylistics.
Yeah, and if you're, if you listen to a song entitled "Say You Love Me," so it starts.
Show us.
So, Diary of My Heart is...
this tune, right? This Diary of My Heart. I think it's it's a masterpiece. You know why I say that? In a composition perspective, it is in a minor key, by the way. But when you listen to it, it's not, you don't feel sad.
No, because it's a happy medium. It starts well, to begin with, if you have to analyze this particular song, yes, it's a minor key, a pseudo minor key, because it's all majors. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at it, it's in the key of F.
Yep.
And it starts in the 4. So basically, it's F major 4, 3, 2, 5, and then a 1. And then it goes down to this really mysterious Locrian minor 7 flat 5 thing.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. And then a secondary dominant to go to finally the minor.
So I just need to do a little justice for Sam Hui here, because he was so well known, so popular, okay? Everybody looked up to him during that time, but they never really truly appreciated his composition.
Yeah.
And I'm being serious, because I have seen so many people saying that, Sam Hui's tunes, it's just very simple. Because the lyrics are very direct all the time, and sometimes they're talking about what is happening in the society.
It's deceptively simple.
Exactly.
But it's a deception.
It is a deception, right? So they're always saying that, it's just kind of like a Bob Dylan, Hong Kong's Bob Dylan,
Not a
folk
chance.
Song.
Not a chance.
So it is. So we got to do some justice, and this one is for Sam Hui. Okay, so we're gonna do a version that we do a D100 version today. Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'm in.
All right.
夜之中，喜愛已星塵，從頭重讀我的心裏日記，遲遲才去睡，原因每頁都有你，你是我全部往昔往年。也是我來日每一天，這日記由從前寫到目前，偏偏是愛意。願心中那日記隨年變厚，而當中的角色從無分手，齊編織歡笑聲，和諧詩篇，為彼此抹掉愁，是暖的手。願心中那日記長年暖透，藍灰灰的角色，黃黃的秋，而當中的兩顆紅紅的心，在暖火裏逗留。
was beautiful, right, Jack?
人海中只愛你一人，為何於是我不需說道理？旁人難細到，難主我內心那日記。你是我全部往昔往年，也是我來日每一天。這日記由從前寫到目前，偏偏是愛意。願心中那日記隨年變厚，而當中的角色從無分手，齊編織歡笑聲和諧詩篇，為彼此抹掉愁是暖的手。願心中那日記長年暖透，藍灰灰的冷冬，黃黃的秋，而當中的兩顆紅紅的心，在暖火裏逗留。
One of the reasons I really love playing with you, performing with you, Jezrael, is that every single time is different.
Yeah, that's improvising.
And every single time that it is different, I don't know, it somehow gave me inspiration. I mean, even though when I was saying the same lyrics, it's just a different feeling.
Yeah, because it's what you're feeling and what I'm feeling probably today.
And that's amazing. That is the art of spontaneous composition, or we call it improvisation. A lot of people have a lot of misunderstanding of improvisation because they thought it's just all gibberish.
No, and they always think that improvisation is somewhat of a, set rules of like things that you do. How do you improvise? It's like, it's not a how question. Mm-hmm. It's about understanding what you want to say.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think that people have this kind of misunderstanding that, jazzing up stuff is just a bunch of gibberish?
It's because they don't hear the melodic content.
And why do you think that they didn't hear the melodic content? Is it about training the ears? Is it about how we grew up? Probably we were listening to a lot of classical stuff at school, and classical stuff you don't deviate from the original material.
I guess it's a lack of understanding, because when you listen to something, a lot of people don't listen and don't go deep into what they're listening to, right?
Mm-hmm. How do you think that we can train ourselves doing that?
Well, you just have to listen and analyze.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that it's about early childhood education or exposure?
It would help big,
So probably it's about, broadening the stuff that you listen to.
Yeah.
Right?
If you've been exposed to music since you're a child,
it helps, right?
It helps. Big
And
time.
not only one style of music, but different kinds of styles,
Yes.
right?
Very important.
But I'm pretty sure there's some music that you don't listen to, right, Jazz? I mean, you just can't listen to it, right?
Well, if there's no recording of it, yeah, sure.
So how do you pick the stuff that you listen to nowadays? Because you've listened to so much stuff already, right?
I don't.
You don't pick?
I don't pick.
Really?
That's the beauty of it. If you don't pick and you don't kind of isolate yourself from listening to stuff that you want to listen, then you'll pick up something. Like you could walk in the streets, listen to whatever.
Even stuff that you don't agree with.
Yes.
That's amazing. But if you have to put on a record, right? Just like, does it depend on what kind of mood you're in when you put on a record?
No,
not really.
Exactly.
Really? Okay. But if you want to listen to music, how do you choose what music that you want to listen to? Because you're always playing music, right? But sometimes you just want to relax.
I don't.
So you listen to silence. Is that what you're saying?
I do other things.
Because you're so exposed to music already, right?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
But because music is my lifestyle, like...
What do you mean? What do you mean lifestyle?
You can hear music everywhere you go.
Yeah, that's right. And especially probably for you too, because you're not looking around. You're always sensing the world with your ears, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I still remember, talking about growing up listening to what kind of music that you grew up listening to, right? So, I grew up at a school that a lot of people just, they're always practicing classical piano. It's a thing, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like elitist thing, I would say, in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And sometimes I was having these conversations when we grew, after we grew up, and some people would say something, they would throw a line saying, "Oh, I don't like jazz, I don't, they never stick with the melody." I was like, but I don't agree with you. It's just like they are approaching the framework in a different way, right?
They're circling around the melody. It doesn't mean that they're not really playing the melody.
But they seems to be very adamant about sticking with the actual melody, right? So
that's familiar to them.
So do you think that it is a matter of familiarity, right? That they want to listen to things that they already know.
No,
is that what it is?
It's just a matter of lack of understanding. And when you have that lack of understanding, you decide that, to create some sort of a bubble.
So it's mentality.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let me try to break that barrier for them a little bit, because I remember very, very well that we were having this recording session with the great classical pianist, concert pianist in Hong Kong, Miss Nancy Liu.
Yes.
And we were just, noodling on the piano a little bit, and you were sitting, on the, at the piano. And I don't know if you remember what tune you play. Do you remember that?
I'm not sure.
It's a Chopin. It's a nocturne.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I still remember. It's one of those very profound, unique moment at a studio in my life, okay, that I still remember to this day. I just want you to kind of recreate that, because not exactly, but when you were playing the Nocturne by Chopin, but in your own style, Miss Liu was like, she was almost in tears. You know that? She's like, "Oh my God, this is..."
I didn't remember that was happening, but...
It was happening. We then recorded, but now that we're at the studio, I would want you to play a Chopin Nocturne. You can state the melody first, but then I want you to kind of reharmonize and do something about it to illustrate the idea that we were talking about to people. Okay. That you can turn around a classical piece into a jazz ballad too.
and mind you, the composers themselves, when they composed, they actually improvised.
Yeah, it is actually because they have to make a living, so they have to put it on paper.
Yeah, and the way to make a living and to make people play what's exactly in the paper is to tell them that you can't improvise. You're restricted to do this, because that's the only way that they can, if I'm buying a piece of music that I have the liberty to improvise, I could just play it. I don't have to
But of course, it's also for people who don't have that kind of understanding or, theoretical knowledge, right? That they can stick with the notes. They can learn the piece as written on the sheet, right?
Yeah.
So that's also very helpful,
Yeah.
But I don't know. Come on, Jezrael, I want you to play that Chopin Nocturne piece that you did before, because that was one of the inspirational moments of my life.
Oh, thank you. Here we go.
If you were to put more jazz voicing to this, can you do that?
It already has a lot of jazz voicing.
I know, but if you're going to go crazy.
Yeah, sure.
Not even...
I don't even have to try hard. I don't even have to try hard, really.
Would you want to do something like that?
Sure, I would do it.
Let's talk about this because I think you can do it. Now you're on a roll.
Yeah.
And you're doing another album soon, right?
Yeah.
So what is that going to be about?
It's a mixture of standards and R&B.
Okay.
Actually.
Let's throw in classical there.
It's my romantic side.
Because, it is your romantic side. But, there are tunes that I really want you to play, and you will do a fantastic job. I'm pretty sure. And I don't know, just I know, for my amusement.
Just for the record, though, I love Chopin. And a lot of the Chopin voicings that we are familiar with is actually jazz.
Okay. Show us one or two.
So, Nocturne, right?
Yeah.
What is this? This is an open voicing. An E-flat open voicing.
Yeah.
So, if I put like a major 7 chord into it,
yeah.
Who's this? Bill Evans. So I don't have to try hard.
You don't have to try hard at all. Because it's in your blood already.
And it's also because Chopin himself is using a lot of these jazz, so-called jazz chords that we know today. Like, this is F13. And 2/5.
Yeah.
5/1.
I can almost say that sounds Gershwin over there, because Gershwin stole it from Chopin.
A lot, yeah. But you see, the movements are actually classical based.
Exactly. So this pseudo dichotomy that people like to put in, jazz music and classical music, would you say, does it sound absurd to you?
Yes.
So, the historian have been analyzing this quite a lot, and they were saying that because there are a bunch of people, classical pianists, who could not do the improvisation anymore, so they drew that line and say, classical is about respecting the authoritative written music.
Which, to be honest, it's improvised music written down.
Exactly. So,
but the thing about it too is that it's not. I don't think it's because of pianists not able to improvise anymore. It's because of publishing.
Do you think it's also about the race thing? Because at the beginning, and still is, jazz was practiced a lot by black musicians. Do you think it has something to do with that too?
I wouldn't say that because I don't have a basis for that. But all I could say is that jazz borrowed heavily from classical when you're talking about harmonic structures.
Yeah, exactly. And then the rhythm from African traditions.
Well, that's inherent to jazz, just because, it's kind of their thing.
Yeah. So this is amazing. This jazz is anything. And now, if you have to put it, in your own way, what is jazz to you? Lifestyle? It's an approach?
It is. It is a lifestyle.
It is an approach.
Because, again, jazz to me is just an excuse for you to improvise.
I want you to do that one again.
Jazz and it's an excuse for you to improvise.
Yeah, and that is amazing. And I was, recently I was, going back to my classical roots, right? After kind of venturing into the jazz stuff, pop stuff. And then, you go back to the roots sometimes. And then I was listening to some of these seminal recordings by, actually this one was by Friedrich Golda. So Golda was Martha Argerich, mentor, and everybody adores Martha, right? For her playing. But then a lot of people didn't know is Golda was a classical pianist and a jazz pianist.
Yes.
And then he was doing this Mozart concerto, piano concerto, with one of his disciples, actually, Abbado. And he was improvising so much on a Mozart. I was blown away, actually, because my understanding of classical stuff is that you stick with what is written on the piece of paper, right? And then he was doing all these stuff. And that was my favorite Mozart piano concerto recordings of all time. It has to be.
Well, I guess there's a thing that says in the page, you're free. It's probably a cadenza or something.
Yeah. But it's kind of like a lost art these days, I feel like.
Yes.
For some reason. And why is that? Why do you think that is?
Because you're should I use the word brainwashed to stick with the page? Or you're conditioned, your mind is conditioned to stick with the page.
And that's kind of sad because, when we read history, music history, we know that Bach, Mozart, they were great improvisers.
Yeah.
Chopin, a little bit Liszt is also great improvisers.
No, Chopin is not credited for his improvising because people didn't see it.
Yeah. We don't know so much.
Yeah.
Right? But what he has written on the piece of paper is definitely beautiful.
I know for a fact that he's a great improviser because you can't write those things just.
So this is your hunch as an intuition as a musician that he's a great improviser, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is amazing. Thank you very much for coming to my show today, and it's always great to have you here.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I think we should do this more often.
Yeah, we could.
And to round it off, why don't we do another tune?
Sure.
What do you want to do this time?
That's a good question. I don't know.
It's always me calling for the number. It's never you calling the number.
Yeah.
So would you like to call a number? Something that we did together?
No, since we are in this classical jazz thing, why don't we do this one? I'll play it and you'll know what it is.
Really? I hope I do.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
懷念往日幾段情歌，當初他輕輕的哼過，多少次夢中記起他，心中低唱這歌，強烈愛念好像爐火，輕輕暖着漸冷心窩，當初快樂美麗回憶真太多，情人像是夢中花朵，難為我結真的愛過，情人像在夜空消失，曾覓遍每一個星座。平靜水面輕泛微波，心 心底愛近清風飄過，只一剎又回復當初，心印在我的心窩。像是夢中花朵，難為我結真的愛過。情人像在夜空消失，曾覓遍每一個星座。平靜水面輕泛微波，心底愛近清風飄過，只一剎又回復當初。心印在我的心窩。
D100面對12年來最大危機，2024年真係好難行。喺移民潮同埋經濟急挫嘅影響之下，縱然有新訂戶加入，仍然不及流失嘅訂戶多。近半年收支已經達到失衡嘅水平，縱使已經不斷努力作出開源節流嘅方案，可惜未能止蝕，入不敷支，唯有作出以下決定：第一，D100 管理委員會全部6位成員將會由2025年1月開始，選擇每個月少出10%嘅薪金，金額雖微，希望能夠反映對D100堅持營運嘅決心。第二，無奈地將部分香港台節目作出變改，或者以另外一種方式營運，否則恐怕喺2025年 D100 就會支撐不住，需要尋找白武士注資。除此之外，我哋仍然會設法增加收入，同埋盡力減低營運成本。而目前已經進行嘅包括轉換節目網絡串流平台，以節省成本。我哋會繼續透過更加多改革方案，決心喺2025年重新出發，將大班12年嘅心血繼續延續落去。我哋亦都深信，只要大家同心協力，希望喺短期之內能夠做到收支平衡。D100 一定能夠走出谷底，步向光明大道。祝福各位自己有新年快樂，身體健康。D100 管理委員會2025年1月9號。
Hello， 各位雀粉，你哋好，我係 Roger 鍾一諾。你而家收聽緊嘅係爵士鍾情 In Love with Jazz。
I lost at love before, got mad and closed the door. But you said just try once more. I chose you for the one. Now I'm having so much fun. You treated me so kind. I'm about to lose my mind. You made me so very happy. I'm so glad you came into my life. The others were untrue, but when it came to loving you, I'd spend my whole life with you. 'Cause you came and you took control. You touched my very soul. You always showed me that loving you is where it's at. And you made me so very happy. I'm so glad you came into my life. I love you so much it seems that you're even in my dreams. I can hear you, baby. I hear you calling me. I'm so in love with you. All I ever want to do is just thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. Into my life. Oh, I wanna thank you, baby. I wanna thank you, baby. You made me so very happy. I wanna thank you, baby. 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 Thank you, baby.
歡迎大家繼續收聽 D100 爵士鍾情 In Love with Jazz 呢個 Part 2啊，今日嘅 Part 2嘅爵士鍾情咧，咁啊啱啱同 Jezrael Lucero 傾咗好耐偈，咁啊我自己已經即係傾偈嘅時候，我自己得意忘形到咧，就完全唔記得咗咧去翻譯翻我哋講嗰啲嘢。咁我哋講咗實在太多嘢啦，咁其實大部分咧都係一啲嘅關於音樂上嘅一啲嘅交流啦。佢點樣去睇音樂啦？點樣睇呢個 TikTok 世代啦？點樣去睇可以善用而家嘅科技嚟到去做一啲好嘅音樂？佢覺得 科技嘅發展絕對唔係阻礙音樂發展嘅一樣嘢，而係我哋而家唔識得即係善用佢，變咗我哋好依賴科技，依賴到我哋對於音樂上面嘅追求咧都好似 compromise 咗咁樣嚇。咁之後我哋就播下呢啲播下唔同嘅音樂，又即係現場叫佢即席揮毫啊，即係去用唔同嘅 style 啊、唔同嘅風格嚟到演繹同一首歌曲啊，呢啲完全唔會難到佢啦嚇。而亦都即係我哋亦都懷舊啦，即係去翻我哋2019年一齊合作咗嘅歌集Songbook 嘅嗰隻碟裏邊咧，揀咗幾首歌嚟同大家分享咁樣包括別了秋天啦，秋天童話嘅主題曲啦，打工皇帝嘅主題曲啦，心裏日記啦，同埋我愛夜來香嘅亦都係主題曲啊，幾段情歌亦都叫佢彈翻呢個肖邦。我好記得2008-09年左右嘅時候咧，就入到 studio 啦。嗰陣時我仲記得係唔係2008-09，係2010-11年度啦。嗰次仲係同羅乃新老師一齊係錄音嘅，係嗰個 session 係就係錄呢個神你在掌管一生不枉過嗰隻歌啊。咁就當陣時佢就即席揮毫彈咗呢個 Chopin 肖邦嘅 Nocturne in E flat major。咁啊，頭先亦都叫佢特登用爵士嘅方法嚟去彈佢啦。咁佢亦都哇，即係出神入化，真係我覺得咁每一次同 Jezrael Lucero 傾偈咧都可以傾好耐嘅嚇。咁頭先Part 1咧超晒時嘅，通常我都盡量咧係 limit Part 1係1個鐘頭以內。哇，頭先咧係絕對遠超過1個鐘頭，70幾分鐘添。咁好啦，咁送走咗 Jezrael Lucero 啦，我哋繼續傾下音樂。咁啱啱聽過嘅呢一首歌曲咧係叫做 You've Made Me So Very Happy。咁同 Jezrael Lucero 嘅時間真係嘅，我覺得係呢隻歌送俾佢，就係佢真係令到我非常之開心。咁有Genevieve Marantet 去主唱嘅呢一首歌曲，收錄喺一隻叫做 Gigi Sings Songs of 69 Volume 1裏邊嘅大碟裏邊嘅呢一隻歌曲。而呢一隻歌曲咧，我好想同大家去分享下，同埋呢隻碟都好想同大家分享下，究竟呢個 Genevieve Marantet 邊個嚟嘅咧？佢係一個加拿大嘅歌手，亦都曾經喺香港住過好幾年所以咧係活躍於香港嘅 music scene 嗰度live music scene。而亦都我喺佢身上學咗好多嘢，亦都同佢合作過啦live 啦咁請過我上去上台唱過歌啦喺佢嘅performance 裏邊佢同我嘅哥哥 Henry 咧，亦都係好多嘅合作啦亦都同鍾氏兄弟喺 One World 嗰隻歌裏邊，亦都曾經合作過。我好記得嘅當我哋將 One World 嘅未完成製作嘅版本咧攞去美國 LA Los Angeles 洛杉磯去揾 Andre Crouch 呢個殿堂級嘅 Godfather of Gospel Music 亦都係 Michael Jackson 嘅御用嘅和音大師 Gospel Choir 嘅大師 Andre Crouch 俾佢聽到 Gigi 頭先我哋聽到嘅 Gigi 呢個 Genevieve Marantet 又名 Gigi 聽到佢唱嘅時候佢話She can sing 佢話我好記得呢樣嘢咁所以喺呢度咧我誠意介紹呢一隻碟俾大家。咁我覺得呢隻碟都有排聽，有排去介紹俾大家，因為咧呢隻碟裏邊嘅歌咧佢全部都係揀選咗1969年嘅呢一年嘅一啲嘅歌曲係全部都係一啲 pop song soul 嘅音樂R&B 嘅音樂甚至 country music 都有嘅嚟到去用佢爵士化咗佢，用佢自己嘅方法嚟到演繹出嚟，我覺得非常之難得而佢特登揀選咗1969年，一個係一個非常之重要嘅一年因為好多嘅社會嘅運動當陣時發生緊Anti-Vietnam War 女性嘅解放運動啊 Stonewall Riot 啊呢一啲嘅好重要嘅事件啦，所以我覺得佢揀1969年嚟到去做一個題材咧係別具心裁嘅，真係。所以呢一隻碟咧，希望大家可以繼續去支持，我一定會喺呢個節目裏邊啦，繼續去介紹俾大家。咁頭先講起 Andre Crouch 喺呢一度咧，我今日 Part 2啦，想介紹一啲同我去合作過一啲我覺得好正嘅音樂人。Andre Crouch 絕對係其中一位。而家落嚟嘅收錄佢 The Journey 亦都係佢最後一張嘅Studio 大碟 The Journey 裏邊嘅呢一首歌曲叫做 The Promise， 而佢今次咧係特登揾咗佢嘅好朋友 Marvin Winans 嚟到去主唱呢一首非常之好聽嘅歌曲，喺度送俾大家 The Promise。
I'll never leave you, neither forsake you. No matter what you're going through, I have good news for you. I'll be with you always.
I'll never leave.
Oh, na 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 na. No matter what you're going through,
no matter what you're going through,
I got some good news for you. I'll be
with you always.
And when trouble comes and
there's no other place to run,
just look to me. With a whisper of a prayer, I'll be
with you.
I'll never leave. I heard him when he said it, need to forsake you. No matter what, no matter what, no matter. Lord have mercy. I'll have good news. I'll be with you in stormy weather. God told me to be His pleasure. I want to
take care of you. Trust me and
I'll be with you. Say through the storm, I won't lead in the rain, I won't lead in the pain. I'll be with you. No matter, no matter, no matter, no matter.
no matter what you need.
I don't care what you need. All I want is a change.
No matter what you're going through,
I'll be right there.
I have good news.
I'll be right there for you. I'll be with you.
I'll be with you
How long?
always.
Oh,
真係非常之精彩嘅。Gospel ballad 非常之好聽。講起 Gospel music 咧，佢嘅姊妹或者兄弟咧就係 Blues music 藍調音樂。咁啊喺我自己諗翻轉頭，藍調音樂裏邊最大嘅影響啊，對於我嚟講，一定係我阿哥嘅其實Henry Chung。咁佢點解我話佢對我最大影響？因為我細個嘅時候唔係話叫做真係好認識藍調，但係其實聽好多音樂都係藍調Boogie Woogie 係藍調 ，Rock and Roll 其實都係藍調。但係佢話即係介紹俾我去聽呢種音樂嘅時候，最大嘅影響就係佢帶我去唔同嘅佢自己嘅一啲 performance 喺 Washington DC 嗰陣時。或者喺 Maryland 唔同嘅 performance 去睇呢啲 blues 嘅 performance， 去學咩為止藍調啦，唔同嘅 style Chicago style funk blues 等等等我咧，即係其實真係大開眼界啊！仲帶我去一啲黑人區嗰度添，哇！係真係好即係。好大膽我覺得嗰陣時都真係，即係一啲好多罪案嗰啲黑人區，我講緊係真係有生命危險嗰啲喎，可能係。但係咧，對於我嚟講咧，嗰個 age 嗰個 time 好正，我覺得係就係去吸收好多呢一啲喺美國嘅一啲音樂上邊嘅精華，而我自己好中意一隻碟咧。係 live 嘅一個錄音，就係我阿哥嗰陣時咧，佢喺Washington DC Georgetown 嗰度一個非常之出名嘅 club 叫做 Blues Alley 咧，有一個 performance， 咁啊就係由佢嘅好拍檔 Clarence Turner Quintet，Clarence Turner 嚟到做主角嘅一個 performance。我到今時今日咧，我都仲係好中意聽呢一隻碟嘅，所以喺度咧誠意介紹俾大家，亦都呢一隻碟咧出邊冇得賣㗎嚇，所以咧一定係聽我呢個節目先至有得聽嘅。Live at Blues Alley， 我哋有 Clarence Turner Quintet， 有 Clarence Turner on guitar and vocals 啦，有 Bill Hyde on piano，Eric Harper on bass，Big Joe Mayer on drums， 我爭啲講 Big Joe Turner 同埋 Sonny Boy Henry Chung on blues harmonica。當陣時嘅 Henry 咧仲係用緊 Sonny Boy 呢一個嘅稱號我哋即刻聽下我自己非常之中意喺呢隻碟裏邊嘅 Short Dress Woman。
Watching, the women watching her too. I looked across the street, stood nobody but you. Where that short dress woman come way up above your knee. Said she gonna show them big fine legs, just anybody she please. Party last week, much to my surprise, when that short-dressed woman way up above your thighs, when that short-dressed woman, it come way up above her knees. Says she gonna show them big fine legs to just anybody she please. To just anybody she please. All right, blues time here.
back against the wall. Truth is out there, but where the truth lives within ourselves. The truth is out there, but where the truth lives within ourselves. Oh, good God knows. Someone tell me, what kind of world we're living in? Where yes means no, and no means yes. Oh, my son, listen to your mother say, never know yourself till you're back against the wall. The truth is out there, but where the truth lives within ourselves. The truth is out there, but where the truth lives within ourselves. Oh, God knows. Yes, my brothers and sisters.
嗱，聽完 Live at Blues Alley 有 Clarence Turner Quintet featuring 有 Sonny Boy Henry Chung 即係我個歌嘅呢一隻 Short Dress Woman 之後，我哋聽到嘅係有 Mosaic Foundation 嘅 Truth Is Out There。呢一隻碟咧，我曾經咧亦都喺爵士鍾情介紹過啦。咁因為呢一隻碟嘅其中兩位嘅人馬其實都係同我哋咧係有一個合作過嘅嚇。咁其中有一個非常之重要嘅就係 Ken Luke 佢係喺 One World 裏邊咧，亦都同我合作過。其實亦都係一個香港人一個香港人好中意玩 reggae 呢一種嘅牙買加嘅雷鬼音樂嘅香港人啦，喺美國嗰度咧，而家就任教啦，去教人 classical guitar， 但係佢自己公餘嘅時間咧就中意玩 reggae music 嘅，就同佢啲朋友組咗呢隊 Mosaic Foundation 咁由細到大咧，我真係同佢一齊大嘅，因為我中學一年級咧就係佢嘅同學所以咧我哋兩個由細一齊玩到大㗎嚇。咁佢翻到嚟香港咧雖然佢係一手好勁 classical guitar 同埋 reggae 嘅 guitar 咧，但係翻到嚟香港揾我咧，通常都係去唱 K， 去唱呢一個 Beyond 林子祥、張學友同埋陳奕迅呢啲咁嘅歌，所以同埋佢扮王傑咧係非常之似嘅所以咧即係呢啲係 hidden talent 即係大家以為玩開 reggae 嘅咁梗係唔會中意唱王傑呢啲咁嘅咁香港嘅本地嘢啦，但唔係佢就係最香港嘅香港人，不過咧而家喺美國嗰度揾食Mosaic Foundation 收錄喺呢隻碟叫做 Unity is Strength 嘅 Truth is Out There。 reggae 嘅好多嘅音樂啊，佢哋嘅 song title 咧都係好有意思嘅，同埋係好有一種哲理喺度嘅。The truth is out there 真相大家都知道嘅，其實係咪咁樣呢？我希望都係咁樣，因為喺一個 post-truth 嘅年代咧，有陣時真係連真相都唔知係乜，真係咁樣。不過我覺得佢呢個係一個好好嘅願望啊，希望真相都喺我哋嘅心裏邊長存啊。好啦，講起一啲嘅我嘅合作伙伴，亦都諗起 One World 嘅呢一隻碟啦。我又諗起以下落嚟嘅呢一位啊，佢亦都係會，佢其實唔係最出名彈吉他，但係咧亦都係彈一啲嘅類似吉他嘅一啲 instrument。佢最出名嘅其實係彈 ukulele 啊。我講緊嘅呢一個係曾經亦都攞過 Grammy Awards 嘅 Daniel Ho。喺度送俾大家嘅係呢一隻收錄喺 On a Gentle Island Breeze 嘅呢隻大碟裏邊嘅 Ocean。冇錯，佢就係如果大家咧翻去 One World 嘅呢一個 MV 裏邊，你見到一個彈緊 ukulele 嘅嗰個就係 Daniel Ho， 等佢嘅 ukulele 帶我哋去充滿海洋海水嘅世界，我哋去 relax 下。 好舒服啦 Ocean Daniel Ho 又送俾大家。哇！咁快已經去到啦今 part 嘅尾聲啦，喺度咧要播上最後一首歌，但係都唔記得叫大家上到 Facebook page 去打卡添。希望大家咧都冇聽到我呼籲，已經自己去到 Facebook 去打卡啦，好唔好啊？咁但係啱啱聽到嘅，打卡係絕對唔怕遲嘅，真係希望大家都中意今集播俾大家聽嘅歌曲亦都中意我同 Jezrael Lucero 嘅即席揮毫一齊玩下一啲嘅 live 嘅 performance 等等咁最後一首歌我想揀選一隻都係好似頭先咁舒服嘅歌曲。呢一隻歌曲呢，亦都係我其中一個曾經合作過嘅一個來自台灣嘅林生祥有一隻碟咧叫做我裝2013年，哇！而家諗翻已經係12年前嘅碟啦，咁快時間過得，我成日都覺得可能係2016、17嗰啲咁嘅，但唔係咯，時間真係過得太快啦，真係。我裝嘅呢隻碟仲係比我同我哥哥出嘅呢隻極咧係早1年嘅。非常之好聽，咁以下落嚟嘅呢一隻歌曲咧，嚟到結束今集嘅爵士鍾情，我覺得都係非常之啱嘅，因為呢隻歌講緊嘅一個道理就係返璞歸真。Jezrael 嘅interview 佢亦都係講緊呢一樣嘢，音樂亦都要返璞歸真嘅，其實呢一隻歌咧用71七仔 7-Eleven 嚟到去講緊佢嘅呢個鄉村，佢嘅莊園點樣俾大財團係侵入咗，而佢好掛住嘅係嗰種真係好鄉謠、好鄉村嘅嗰一種嘅感覺。我哋有林生祥嘅生祥樂隊送俾大家嘅係71，嚟到結束今集嘅爵士鍾情 In Love with Jazz， 多謝大家收聽，拜拜。
7-Eleven and you 菜地眼睛中條真高斷南過後陰公長人將彩色的古味發力必報嘅 7-Eleven help boy做黏黏面눈의水將太舒通真下來慢慢放棄慢慢抹地7一地方樹上7-Eleven 真強連鎖先發嘅人條樓上嘅規工打掉死順利幫阿媽學結義嘅 7-Eleven 要教 连同政府欠中也个交，上山下海又包山包海，有 7-11 真好。7-1新政府7-1俺的新故乡。新政府7-11，俺的新故乡7-11，俺的新政府，俺的新故乡7-11。